Thanks for joining us for Profile. I'm Ian Bourne, your host. He used to sleep under an old car, and when it rains in trees, he had to leave his father's home at 12 because he was abused, couldn't take the physical beating. Before that, he had a sore foot. He was known as Stinky because both his feet stunk so badly. It was recommended by the doctors that his feet be amputated. He had a very difficult life, but today he's based in Japan, working one of the largest companies in the world, Boeing, which has over 600,000 employees. He worked previously at McDonnell Douglas, worked in Nigeria, studied in Israel, and also spent time doing very sensitive work for the U.S. government at the Kennedy Space Center. A homeless boy, now a quality engineer in Japan. How did he do it? This is the story he tells on Profile. For 25 years, almost exactly to the day, Profile has been telling stories like these, giving you inspiration for all of these years, the longest running non-seasonal program in Jamaica. We thank you as usual for your support. We thank you for your support and encouragement over the years. Arthur, so good to have you. Had to catch you on this very short trip to Jamaica. A man from out of Birdsucker Lane.
Yes.
Big tenement yard at Birdsucker Lane.
Yes.
But let's talk about life before it. You were in the country.
Yes.
How was life then? What were your challenges?
Well, earlier I was being raised with my grandma in Johnsland, which is close to Jubilee, or between Guyshill, which is north of Linstead. And it was good life. Remember growing up until at about 10 years old, I remember developing sore foot, which is...
Both feet?
Both feet.
And them feet says over and over.
Yeah. That's
and
what,
doctor
that was
couldn't
the
find
word.
out.
Doctor couldn't find out what was going on, and they ended up sending me down to Spanish Town to a Dr. Vincent Chin, which my cousin had worked at that point, and the doctor recommended that I be sent to Kingston Public Hospital for specialists to see. Yeah.
Yes.
So when we end up going to Kingston Public, the specialist, who's an Indian doctor, says the only thing he sees best is to amputate the legs.
It was that bad?
Yeah. It was
Both
that
legs?
bad. Both legs.
You recommend that they be amputated?
Yeah.
Were you in excruciating pain?
Extremely, extremely. The pain was so intense and excruciating. When you stand up, you feel it in your brain. You know.
It affected your schooling?
Yes. I was unable to go to school regularly because Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I had to be at the clinic.
3 days a week?
Yes, getting dressing done.
To get dressing done.
So,
and you say you smell stink?
Yeah, of course. I know I was stink, so when I'm calling me stinky, I answer.
You know it was true?
Yeah, it was factual. I smell myself.
So it affected your social relations, Arthur?
Oh, yeah. I really didn't have much friends because people don't want to hang with me.
No girls want to hang with you either?
No girls don't want to hang with no stinking sorefoot guy. Yeah.
But not even boys? I mean, boys they want to have you as a friend?
Yeah. The only time they call you is if they need somebody to go feel for the ball, you know, when they're playing cricket.
Yes.
That's how the thing, you know, so...
So when you heard that your feet were to be amputated, I mean, you were thrown in depression. You couldn't agree with that?
Well, no, I had to agree with it.
You agreed?
Yes, of course.
The pain was so bad that you agreed?
Yeah, man, the pain was so excruciating. I would have rather got rid of them and get rid of the pain. Because that, to me, was the way I could move on.
But your father should have given permission.
Yeah, he needed to sign the paper and he refused to. And I was upset, saying, how could he know that I'm in pain and refuse? But now that I'm an adult, I figure out why. So what I did when I got the paper from the doctor and I took it to him and him decided him not sign none, I had to go back to the doctor to turn in the paper or let them know. So I took the paper, scratch him signature and carry it and turn it in, and they gave me a 6-month date.
But the pain was so bad that you agreed as a boy to cut off the 2 feet?
Definitely.
So you took in the paper?
Yeah.
You got 6 months? What happened within that 6 months while you have your 2 feet?
About 2 weeks after I went back to St. Catherine up in the country to report to my granny that raised me, to tell her, you know, listen, the doctor at KPH said them can't do nothing, I'm going to have to go cut off the foot them, so this is what going to happen. And she cried and she said she's going to contact the local pastor, which is a guy named Pastor Hurst.
Yes.
He pastored 7 churches in the area. And she contacted him. She told me to come back in 2 weeks for the date. And when I went back, he came that very day. And we sat down and him said to me, said, he can do miracles if we believe, you know, because Christ is in charge of everything in our life. And if we believe that Christ is in charge, then I need to make arrangements to be available next week, Wednesday evening at 3 o'clock, because all 7 churches will be fasting and praying for me that day. But he specifically said at 3 o'clock, wherever I am, I must make sure at that time I make a commitment to God and make sure that whatever commitment you make is reasonable, and God will take care of his promise if you take care of yours. So the following Wednesday at 3 o'clock, when the RGR news was coming on and you hear the little jingle thing, of course, that's the time I start talk to God just like I talk to you. And I tell him, boy, God, if you help me with this foot, I go and help people all over the world. And it was just that simple.
And you were healed?
Yeah, about 4 weeks later.
You got to that?
I had to go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I keep going back for dressing at Edna Manley Clinic. And a gentleman out there named Moses know me first name basis, you know, so I keep going back, and in particular about 4 weeks later, it was mango season, and I sat under the mango tree in the summer. And I felt a real excruciating pain in the foot. And I pulled off the bandage, and when I pulled off the bandage, I saw a little black thing between the red area, and I used a leaf and just start play with it until I saw a head come up, and the head was just wiggling, and I realized it's a worm, so I held it. And
a worm
pulling it. Yeah, man, I keep pulling it, and I feel it in your head when you pull it, in the pain. But I close my eye and deal with it and pull it out. By the time it reached this point, it was dead. So when I got it out, it was about a year long, but it curled up into a little ball. And I just set it down and wait till my father come home the evening, and I show him. And I said, this is what come out of my foot. And him tell me I'm lying. We said, no, this is what come out of my foot. So I want to know how it come from in my foot, you know, you're nasty and this. And I said, listen, man, this is what come out of my foot. And, you know, at that point, I didn't understand anything, really. I just know I'm giving him the facts as I see it. So after that, this lady that lived in the tenement yard named Miss Gaynor, she gave me some MB pill. She used to work at Bellevue Hospital. And she told me to scrape the thing and put it on my foot. And within about 2 months, foot heal up and everything, Chris.
Never had any problem again?
Never had any problem again.
Didn't have to amputate the
No, I never even go back, because the time I didn't need to go back to them.
Man prayed for you and that things
miracles
worked out. But your father was physically abusing you?
Yes. I guess he was frustrated with his marriage and jobs, whatever. So I was the baseball.
And you run away? You run away out of the house? Yeah,
because they tell me what happened is one night when he beat me, you know, he beat me so hard that I get physically upset and said to him, say, if you lick me again, I'll kill you. Because at this point, I couldn't take no more because, you know, it was just too much.
Regular.
Flat electric wire, I use it, beat me. And sometimes I beat me, and when I ask him for it, I say, just in case.
You serious?
Yeah. So it's like I'm going to give you the beating in advance, and you get in trouble. I mean, I'm not getting in trouble because I wasn't a problem child. I was disciplined, talked to everybody with respect and everything right.
But one at him, so you kill him?
Yeah, I did. Because at that point, I know if he lick me again, I would have killed him. So I decided, so guess what? I tell me 2 man can't live in my house and your man knows. So I say, all right, no problem, I'm going to leave. But leave you in the yard still, but you're not in the house.
So you live under the car?
Mr. Willie had a little car next door. So one night when he was beating me, I run out of the house, and the car was the only thing could see me. I screeched out of the car before him could break the corner of the fence. So him run past the car because him thinks me gone. So from I realized at that point, I could fit under the car. I start sleep under the car except when rain fall.
Going on the tree?
Yeah, when rain fall, I'm going on the ackee tree in the yard.
So you're going to school just the same?
Yeah, man.
You go to school?
Go to school, you wash your clothes, you hang it out on the line, and if you don't want him, you hang it out on your neighbor line, because a tenement yard, everybody work together, stick together.
Where you get food from?
Food? That was easy, man. Food wasn't hard, because what you do, when you go to school, you eat free lunch.
Free lunch at
right?
school,
So that was good. When you come home, people always throw a buckler road.
You take a buckle?
Right? So you pick up buckle and you go sell it at the store, supermarket, and buy a buckle, or they place out a New Day all age, them used to wholesale, then buy buckle, pay more money for it than anybody else. So you sell buckle, and from that you can eat. And especially on weekends you can run boat, and then you can go when you live in the ghetto, you can go to anybody's house, go sit down a little bit when you hear them cook. And then we give you a little food. So
that's how you live?
Yeah, so you bounce around in a lane and people take care
of
you.
So when you want clothes, because your father wasn't giving you anything?
No, well you don't need no clothes now, because you go to school. And where I go, you know, me no party, me a young kid, 13, me no know, so I just school clothes needed and the one.
What about shoes?
Shoes, yeah. When me start working, me get a nice pair of shoes from Andre Hilton.
How about that? Poor, homeless boy, physically abused, ill, 2 feet, at the point of amputation. Went on to work at the Kennedy Space Center, is now based in Japan, working with Boeing. There's much more that he has to tell us when we come back from our first break on Profile. Welcome back. He was once homeless, but went on to work in Germany, Spain, France, Nigeria, studied in Israel, and is now based in Japan. The author Richard's story being told almost exactly to the day of my 25th anniversary of the host of this program, Profile, which has been on the air continuously since February 1987, with Louis Burke working closely with me from that very first program. Arthur, things were very difficult. I mean, you were resourceful. You became a man at 12, had to run your life, and started working early.
Yes, man.
So you started working?
13.
13 started work?
Yeah, when I started Kingston Technical, I passed my technical entrance from UD.
You don't pass common entrance?
No, I didn't pass common entrance because I had a sore foot. I wasn't able to go to school like I should.
So long, so you missed a lot of school.
Right.
So sore foot thing put you back.
So when the sore foot get better, my father did carry me go to New Day and
New Day
up with Mr. McLeod, the principal.
Oh, so you went to New Day?
Right, New Day all age.
All age.
So by the time I was able to take the common entrances, that would have been my second attempt.
You failed
because
it?
I missed the first attempt. The second attempt I failed it. So I ended up move on to grade 7 and 8.
Okay. So you went to Kingston Technical?
So, right, I had a teacher at New Day named Miss Griffiths, and she pushed me, and I ended up getting the technical entrance to go Kingston Tech.
Okay.
So while I was at Kingston Tech now, I started to work in the evenings with a guy named Samson from same place in a Firebird Circle Lane.
Okay.
Bodywork.
Bodywork.
So he teach me how to rub down car.
Okay.
And he do the painting.
Yes.
And I work for a guy named on Q Road. I forget
whatever
name.
his name.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it was right next to Andre Hilton. You know, and what happened is him is a man who don't like paying money.
Yes.
So every week when you forget pay, him don't show up.
No.
You know, but Monday morning him show up.
For work,
that
yes.
time we there at school.
Yes.
So Friday evenings then when you can't get paid, one Friday evening I remember Andre pulling with them
Andre Hilton,
yeah.
Member of Parliament now.
Yeah, man, I hear that, and that's a good
with
thing.
election.
It's good people.
Yeah,
It's good people.
Go on, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pulling with them car and I'm calling him. So Hilton, want me know your car wash? Yeah, man, sure, come now, you sure?
Yeah.
You can wash my car? Yeah, man, him had a nice black RX-7, man. Go over there and wash it, and when we're done, him say, well, you want to wash the other one? Him had a Corolla, and we wash the Corolla. And him said to me, so what you doing tomorrow? I said, no, you know, boss, what, you have work? He said, yes, man, you want to come? And I come 8 o'clock the next morning, and him had me start delivering auto parts on a bicycle for him.
Auto parts with bicycle?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
So when, that was during the summer. So when school started back now, him had opened another store in Montego Bay. And him had a driver going down every evening delivering parts because the customers in Mobile would call Kingston wanting parts. So the parts had to get there overnight so they can have it in the morning. So I get to be the side guy now to carry down the parts with the driver. So
every evening?
Every evening.
Montego Bay?
Yeah, man.
So you're going Kingston Technical in the day?
Go KT.
And for the night you're going to
yeah, man.
Montego Bay and come back in the morning?
It was easy because when you load up the parts, them wait for me till I leave school and take the Chancery Street bus. 43 was the number bus.
Yes.
And I just come off and walk, come up a Q Road and jump on the van. And while we go down on Spanish Town Road, I start do my homework. And by the time we reach Ochi, my homework done.
Yes.
And me and the driver out, I go and rap and we talk, and when we reach Mobile at night, we drop off the parts, we turn round back. Me sleep on my way back up while in my drive.
So you reach back in Kingston like what kind of time?
3, 4 o'clock.
3, 4 o'clock you reach back?
Yeah, man. But when you reach up, you're good because...
But you still live under the car?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Because Andre don't know that time?
No, nobody
man,
know. You can't tell nobody because you feel away if you tell somebody, say, boy.
So under the car, you're going to sleep?
Yeah.
Or in a tree when rain
So the
fall.
good thing is that through me catch a nap in the van now. When I come up, I don't need to sleep too soon. I can get up early.
Go school.
Wash off on the cestan because you just be under the cestan.
You be under the cestan?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And you get ready and you read school early like nothing happened.
And you get the clothes pressed and washed. You can, somebody help you to press out the clothes.
My cousin them do all of that, and you know, we can go in at their side of the house, go high and things. So all of that work out, Chris. It's just that them don't understand or know, say.
What you?
Me not have nowhere to sleep. So we just keep that low.
So you steer to that schedule?
Yeah, man, you focus on that schedule and make certain, say, every night you're there. Except the good thing is some weekends, you would want us to work a month to be hand out flyers to market the store. So you would carry and put you up a sea wind. And that time, you know, say,
2 hours that?
Yeah, man.
Sea wind and then back
yeah,
under the car?
Yeah, man, you pinch yourself when you go there, man. You're
I
like,
wonder.
wow. Yeah, so
eat big food and seaweed and then...
Yeah, man, and take care of you, man, because during the day, I buy your Kentucky chicken, buy the crew, you know, Kentucky, and everybody eat, and then evening time, you go there and you eat your dinner, you spend the night, and you leave the next day, and you go out, go hand out more bills.
Well, you were telling me also you also did some jerk chicken work at some point.
Yeah, man, there was a time when, before I get to Andre, there was Andre, there was a guy up in Barbican, same place in a 5 that used to jerk chicken on Apple Tree. And it's him started with a nighttime. First, we realized that we can get night work. Because what happened is, the best thing
so
is...
So you start with night work while going to school?
Yeah,
before
man.
Andre?
Yeah, because the thing is, you get food. Better you work with the chicken, man. Because when the chicken burn, you get that to eat. Not that you want it for burn, but some item will get burned.
So you get some food to eat at least?
You get food to eat. So you have to be resourceful, you know. And that comes from all... From living in the ghetto. Once you live in the ghetto,
teach you resourcefulness.
Yeah, man, it teach you how to figure out where you're going to eat the next day. You know,
because when you get up in the morning, you get up.
Yeah, man.
The biggest thing in mind is how you going to eat
today. Yeah, especially during summer.
During summer,
during summer, you know, go to school to get a free lunch.
Free lunch,
I remember we used to have 5-cent lunch them time then.
Yes.
So that nutrition products used to help you out. Good.
True.
But during summer now, you have to figure out how you're going to eat.
So summer was hard.
Yeah, man, summer was rough. But, you know, you have a group of guys, even though most of them are them parents still. Parents didn't have the money to support everybody. So we do a look hustling. We find buckle for sell. You know, we go cut a man yard or anything them want get done. We move it. You know, if a man are running, moving, removal truck, you hop on it and go with him, go lift something and him give you money. So you figure out how to live them.
So you're hard working.
Yeah, man, you always
have one thing with you.
Yeah,
you weren't spending your nights in the dance.
No,
I just
no,
a check woman.
Never got no session. Never have no woman. No man they want me them time.
No one want you.
Right.
You never have nothing.
Nothing.
So you just focus on work.
Yeah, man, just focus on work and your education.
And you were ambitious from those days after. You
man.
You didn't feel you could make it in life.
I know, say I had to make it because you couldn't remain poor. So
you knew you had to make it.
Yeah, you know, say your life. Poverty is that thing when you're in it, you know, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you want to escape
and you have to get out of it. You can't keep that cycle. So it's something where everybody were poor. No, say, one day they want to drive one of the Beamer where I pass. You know, remember Bob used to give us rides when him... Bob Marley.
Yes, Bob.
When time bus step on strike, him used to give a ride. You know, because we go KT and Ziggy used to go further down, I think on North Street, he used to go to school. So Bob would have pick you up and full up the car with the youth them right at the corner and give you a ride. So we drive in a them car and you say, yeah, boy, one of them car, you know. So you realize why you have to push yourself to get there because it now just come to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had that strong motivation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And then the opportunity came to go to the US.
Yeah.
And you left at about, what, 16?
16, yeah. What happened is my godmother come find me sleeping on the tree one Sunday morning because, you know, I overslept.
Yes.
And when she closed the zinc gate, I startled me. I jump and look up, you know, she see me and she say, yeah, where you do up there? Come down. And she carry me go up a Wigan Loop, go use the payphone, and she call my mother and tell my mother.
She was touched by the experience.
Yeah, man, come take your pitney because him not bad, you know. Him a good pitney, him do what is right, but him father put him out, so you need to get him. So my mother filed for me and the papers come through, and I worked with Andre Hilton right up until the week before I left.
True? So you with Andre Hilton from about 13 go right to 16?
Yeah, man, 13 to 16 work with Andre. So,
yes.
Yeah, so when
started out small pay.
Yeah, Trump changed. But, you know, he was a good boss because them feed you, them cook lunch every day. So when we come home from school dinner, they there wait for me. So that was a big help. Before me go to Mobile. Yeah, man, so it was good. It was good. Yeah, man, a lady named Miss Pearlie used to in our kitchen, man, bless her.
Yes.
Yeah, man, she used to left my dinner.
And when you went to the US, it was work and study again?
Yeah, when I went to the US, I went July 23rd, 1983, and November 2nd, 1983, I got my first job at Discount Auto Parts in Miami. And I went to an auto parts store because I had auto parts experience from Andres.
Yes.
And I went there and met another Jamaican named Calville Powell, and we hooked together and we started to work. And I went to school from in the morning.
Full day?
Full day until 3:30. And then you go work in the evening from 6 o'clock until 11:30 at night. And then he would carry me go up to FIU library, because the library used to open until 2 or 3 o'clock. So we go up at the library while he must study. Me I do work, more school work, and start studying more, you know, because you'd have to go through the book in advance, knowing say you have to work when other kids they home. So you did all
See
of
the
that.
path to success. This is what we've been telling for 25 years. The kinds of things which are needed to build a successful life. Homeless boy, poor, but who is now fulfilling his dream as an engineer. Arthur Richards. He has more when we come back from a final break on Profile. The Arthur Richards story is the kind of story we have loved to tell for the past 25 years. You eventually went to aviation school. You got the BA. Well, you did journalism.
Yes, yes. What happened is while I was in high school in Miami, I had the opportunity to go to Israel, go to high school.
Yes.
So while you're there, you're doing high school and college. So I picked up journalism, which was what my first dream was. But then that didn't
How long
pan
you stayed
out.
in Israel?
2 years.
2 years in Israel?
Yes, yes.
Studied
Yes,
journalism
yes.
in
Yes,
Israel?
at Tel Aviv University while you're doing high school, so I came back in time to graduate
So
high
how did
school
us,
in this
in half a minute, how did the opportunity come to go to Israel?
It was just a coincidence. You know, I
Coincidence.
was walking by an office and the lady had a brochure and I just asked for a copy, took the brochure, read it, realized that it was for Israel for an 8-week original program. The reason why I got to go was because it was partially sponsored by the government, Dade County. And because the Dade County sponsored, they could not refuse.
So it was mainly for
anybody.
Jewish kids?
It was mainly for Jewish kids. So because I am black and it's a government-sponsored partially program, they could not reject me.
Okay.
So I turned out to be the first black and the first Jamaican to go on the program.
Well, the first black man, first to have gone on that program.
Yes. So when I came back, I ended up marketing it for them, for more black kids.
Well, you
to
went
get
for
the
8
opportunity.
weeks, but eventually you were asked to stay.
Yeah, while I was there about 4 or 5 weeks.
You did well.
I did so
Impressed
well
them.
that they offered me a scholarship. And I
you were
chose
there for-
journalism, so I came back home after the 8 weeks, packed bags. and
Went to Tel
back.
Aviv?
Went to Tel
Lived
Aviv
in Tel Aviv?
University, lived in Tel Aviv, lived in Haifa, work on a kibbutz.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Kibbutz.
Work on a kibbutz that made windshield, and it was great experience.
Out of Birdsucker Lane.
Yes, yes.
And then went back and worked in journalism.
Yeah, I came back
Radio
and I was
station.
working at Channel 10, proofreading news after wire, which was boring and
know that
depressing.
kind of
So
thing, yes.
I ended up going to WVCG 1080 AM and did a Caribbean program.
You did?
Yes, before Don Daly even started, I was on that program. A guy named Richard Anderson hooked me up with it. His father used to be a horse race owner, owned a horse Monday morning down here in Jamaica. Yeah.
Okay.
So the Andersons really helped me to get into that line of work, and from that it just excelled. And I
But you wanted something else.
Yes, yes, yes. I wanted more. That wasn't cutting it because, you know, when I see how money is and things you can achieve,
Yes.
a guy was calling into my program every evening when I'm on the air, sending greetings, and one evening I asked to speak to him after here and him saying work at Eastern and he make $30 an hour. And I said, what? I mean, only I make 8 for what me do? No, man. So tell me how you do that. So he said, boy.
Engineer.
Yeah, engineering. I said, okay. So I went to, him tell me which school. There was a school, which still exists, George T. Baker Aviation School, right across on Lejeune Road. Okay. So I went and signed up there and started the program. Took 2.5 years. I completed the program, got my AMP license, which is the first degree.
Yes.
In engineering, and from that what I started doing, instead of going to go lock myself into a college full time, I do the courses that are required to place me in the jobs that I want. Because you can sign up at Henry Riddle or any other technical college for specific courses. So I took those courses that I needed to supplement.
So you understand aircraft?
Yeah man, I do. I know from engine pulling down, tearing it down, putting it back together, fixing it, building the flap, flight controls, flying it. Because after I finished that, I went to fly. I went to flight school, learned to fly, and now I am capable to fly an airplane.
And
with
you worked
a
with Air
captain.
Jamaica?
Yes, I came down to Air Jamaica in '94 when Mr. Stewart took over.
Yeah.
And they were changing the color scheme. They wanted a more vibrant color scheme, and I was a part of the team that put that together. The tail, yes, the tail that sits in the roundabout now, I painted that, laid it out, and painted it myself here in Kingston because I wanted to be so intricately involved that I didn't even make my team did it. I said, no, we will do that one here in Jamaica. Save Jamaican government then because they were in charge of paying for the new setup. Almost $2 million because the airplanes were being done in Bristol, London. And that was aircraft 105 that didn't need to fly overseas to be done. It was entirely done here by a full Jamaican team.
And you have worked at the Kennedy Space Center?
Yes,
Some very sensitive work to do with the space program?
Yes, I worked for McDonnell Douglas on a contractual basis for 6 months on some very sensitive satellite launches.
You can't talk about.
That I can't talk about. You know, I know that I did it. I have proof that I did it. And we launched on Shuttle Discovery. That I remember that was the shuttle that took them up.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the shuttle that took up the satellites that we launched. Top secret programs. And yes, the good thing about getting into programs like those, the U.S. government look for minorities. There's a 5% opening for minorities. So if you keep your nose clean and you know your job, you apply for it, you must get it because it's there.
And you got this opportunity with Boeing. Tell us about Japan.
Yeah, well, how this came about, I was in Nigeria working for Dana Air, which is a new startup airline. I went over there back in 07 and 08, and I worked for them, helped them start in that airline, which is up and running. And while I was there, the owner said he wanted to buy new airplanes to fly transatlantic, you know, from Nigeria to the U.S. And I researched and know that the 787 Dreamliner is going to be the new state-of-the-art airplane. So I said to him, say, hey, how about getting a Dreamliner? He said, yeah, I'll think about that. And I said, you know what? I can sign out of my contract at the end of the term, and instead of renewing, I'll take a job in Boeing and I'll learn the airplane. So that's how I ended up leaving Nigeria so I could come learn the Dreamliner. So when anybody else who needs it, I can be their rep, their chief engineer, because I watched the airplane build. Now, after starting with it, watching it built in Charleston, South Carolina, I ended up leaving and went to San Antonio to go instruct on the avionics side of the airplane. So I know all the wires, I know the avionics, how it's supposed to handle. And then after I was through with that, I realized that they were having sensitive issues with the wings coming out of Japan, where Boeing needed more engineers, quality engineers, to have an oversight on the suppliers. So I accepted that challenge 4 months ago, and I took it and I went. And while I was there, Boeing offered me a 3-year contract to come back and stay there for 3 years as one of their chief quality engineers. So I just picked up my visa and my work permit for Japan, and I'm looking forward to heading over there.
For 3 years.
Yes.
We have worked in France, you've worked in Spain.
Yes, I've worked in France, because when you're in Toulouse, picking up airplanes, both for Air Jamaica, JetBlue, and other carriers, you have to go to Hamburg, Germany, where the interior is done. You have to go down to Spain, where they do engines and other systems. So you get to go to different locations and oversee what they're doing, because you're the rep. So you're representing the owner of the airplane. And your job is to make sure that everything that they want on the airplane is what they're getting and that it's done correctly.
When you look back at your life, from the stinky days to sleeping under the car, what comes to your mind? What are your final words to the Jamaican people and people all over the world?
Persevere.
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 You can make it.
Work hard.
If you work hard.
Dedicate yourself to God and set your goals. And don't
so it doesn't matter where you're coming from?
Don't matter where you're coming from.
No matter how bad things are now?
No, as I can tell you, people from the ghetto is more prepared to be successful than anybody else.
Powerful.
I can tell you that.
People from the ghetto, more prepared?
People from the ghetto is more prepared to be an ambassador around the world more than anybody else. Because we know what it is to struggle. We know any challenge you can throw at us, we're going to go through it because we already experienced that from early age.
Great to have had you.
Thank you.
An appropriate program for the 25th anniversary of Profan.